I got a $250 bet with some Seminole fans. I told them that, hey, based on our schedule, based on how easy it looks, man, I think that we're going to actually have a better season than Florida State. Better record than Florida State. I got a $250 bet on the line.
I'll agree with that. I mean, there's no reason we shouldn't win 10 games. I mean, I really don't even. Where do you rank the Mississippi State game on our schedule? Because I got a lot of Gator fans telling me this is a tough game, and I'm not buying it, man. I just don't see how you lose this game for Dan Mullen. There's a minimum approach to the game, and I don't see how you lose this game for your coach.
Well, the fact is that I think a lot of the players, I mean, even though he took, most of the coaches from there, I think a lot of the players are going to be able to help, their coach game plan against them, because they still remember Mullen's playbook. They know exactly, where his, bread and butter is. So I believe that, they actually are going to be able to key in defensively on us to give us a tough game. I don't think it's going to be an easy game to win, but I'm pretty sure we can win. But I believe it's going to be a defensive effort on our end. I believe we're going to win based off of defense alone, bro, in that game.
Well, I just kind of feel like the hire they made was a bad hire. You hired a guy with no SEC coaching experience. I'm not sure he's ever been a head coach at a big school. I know he hasn't had any experience in the SEC. And you took their coach, their AD, their strength and conditioning, their defensive coordinator, which bumped them up 100 places in total defense. I just don't see how they tread water. And if we can't beat Mississippi State and wipe them out, we're in deep trouble, man. You better take that bet off the table.
Nah, I ain't taking that bet off the table, man. I'm telling you, man. We're going to have at least a good 9 games, so we're going to win. Florida State's not winning 9 games, bro.
Well, you never know in the ACC, man. It's watered down.
Yeah, you're right. But at the same time, I don't believe in Willie. And I looked at their schedule and I compared it to ours, and I went game by game and I saw which one they could possibly lose. I got them winning 7, possibly 8.
The dude got Francois coming back. He's good for 10, ain't he?
Who?
They got Francois coming back. He's good for 10 wins, ain't he?
Yeah, but Francois might not even start, though. Blackman might start because Blackman actually is more experienced running Willie's offense. That's another thing right there. I've been talking with, a lot of my homeboys is actually Florida State fans, and I've been watching a lot of game tape on Willie to see exactly what he likes to run. He's a very, very, very run-heavy type of coach, but he also does cater to his talent, but he runs the ball a lot, and that caters to Blackman. That doesn't cater to Francois. You get Francois outside of that pocket, you're going to end his season, or you probably going to get him injured. But Blackman, he actually ran the spread option in high school as well, so it caters more to Blackman than it does Francois.
Well, I'll tell you what. I ain't going to bet you $250, but I'll bet you that you got to come back on this show. DeAndre Francois is going to start for the FSU. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I really don't want to waste time talking about Free Shoes University, but I guarantee you Francois is going to start. There's no way around it, man. He's the better quarterback. If they would have had him last year, they probably would have been in the college football playoff, but that's all the hype and the love I can give Florida State because you know how it is being a Gator.
Right.
But hey, man, if I'm right, you got to come back on the show. But tell me about Jacob Copeland. How do you feel about Jacob Copeland?
Oh, man, I love Cope, man. I'm ready to see Cope get out there and work. I'm ready to see him actually get out there and practice, really. I mean, I wish he was early enrollee. That way he can play in the spring game.
Right.
But, I like the fact that, the guy is explosive. I want to see exactly how he fits in, how he runs his routes, how he gets in, throughout the progression. And I want to see how he works, with Billy Gonzalez, because Billy is real hands-on. So I want to see exactly what Jacob do, behind pressure as well. So, I'm excited for Jacob.
Yeah, Billy really understands the wide receiver position, and that's something Florida's lacked. We hadn't had a true wide receiver coach since Urban Meyer left, and it's really hurt us in recruiting. And I'm excited about Jacob Copeland because when Jacob Copeland breaks the huddle, you never know where he's going to line up. And that really causes defensive coordinators problems because you can't call your plays as fast because you got to account for guys. And it's one thing to run a spread, but it's one thing to make everybody account to where you are. And when you put Jacob Copeland in a slot, there ain't a linebacker in the country can guard my main man, Jacob Copeland. And I know there ain't a safety in the country. So right there, you got a mismatch from day one. I think he plays right away. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think he plays right away. But again, at the same time, it's all going to boil down to exactly who we got throwing the ball to these boys. That's really going to be the key. Who we got throwing the ball to these boys, if we can't get a capable quarterback throwing the ball, getting through their progressions and or keying in on the exact play of where Copeland's going to be, what Watkins going to be, where Grimes going to be, where Scarlett's going to be, the whole nine. If we can't get a capable quarterback that's going to get these boys the ball and not buckle under pressure like Franks do,
it's not going to matter.
It's all null and void.
It's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. You are correct. Talk about Justin Watkins, because a lot of people keep thinking he's going to play defense. But, man, I would be shocked. How do you keep this guy off offense when you've been struggling on offense for so long? I mean, this guy's got elite speed. You put him in the Wildcat. I mean, he's not just a guy that outruns people. He really knows how to set up blocks. I mean, this guy's got hands. He can play. I mean, I really think he could be Champ Bailey if you wanted him to be.
Yeah, I think Watt. I think he actually probably gonna be either in the slot. He's gonna be on special teams. Obviously, he's gonna be on kick return.
Yeah,
and I think he actually probably gonna be 1A and 1B with Copeland. I think him and Copeland gonna run the same position, run same routes, whole nine.
I would agree with that. Because they're both slot receivers. And man, what really gets me excited, like I said, when guys like that break the huddle, you don't know where they're going to line up. And that's a huge advantage, man. That is a huge advantage. But I'm really excited for Dan Mullen, man, because, I mean, one thing that's really going to help this offense stay good is nobody can hire our offensive coordinator away. He's a head coach, man. And that's going to allow you to be good for a while. So when you build it, you know it's going to stay the same. And that's really going to help. Because Florida, man, they've been struggling, man. You know it.
Oh, yeah.
Offensive coordinator's been a joke.
I don't like about the team right now, the only one thing I don't like is Grantham. I'm not sold on Grantham all the way, only because of the fact that, he was over there at UGA. And based on what I saw over at UGA, it just wasn't a good product. I'm pretty sure, obviously that was still, all due to Mark Richt, but I'm just not sold on Grantham, man.
I'm surprised they hired him, especially after the choke sign. It just don't feel right.
Right.
Clapping for Todd Grantham. I don't know.
Don't feel right.
He's 3-4 defenses make me nervous. I like a 4-3 defense myself, but I'm going to trust Sam Mullen and his instincts. But and Todd Grantham, he's not going to be there long anyway. He don't ever stay at a job.
Yeah, hey, I hope not. I don't want him there more than 2 years.
I ain't never known him stay at a job more than 2 years. But man, who I really liked off our old staff was Chris Rump. Man, they should have kept him and promoted him. I really like Chris Rump, man. I thought he should have been the defensive coordinator last year over Randy Shannon.
Yeah, Rump was a player's coach, man. But he up there in Tennessee, man, doing his thing. Happy for Rump. I was happy when he came to us from Texas. But he was a great players coach, man. He used to be real buddy with Brantley and Jabari Zuniga. The whole D line, man. I was real happy for Rump though, but he's going on, man. He's got to move on.
Yeah, I'm glad you said nice things about him, because I always hate to find Gator fans who hate on coaches when they leave like they weren't a big deal. Chris Rump was a great coach and a great guy, like you said, a player's coach. But
Oh yeah. Rump was a good guy. Again, I liked every single coach outside of McElwain, man. Oh, McElwain and Nussmeier and Greg Nord. Didn't like any one of those.
Yeah, Greg Nord was a joke, man.
Yeah, one of those.
You won't find many Gator fans that like Nuss or Mac anymore, if at all.
Yep. Actually, you know what? I'll take that back. There's another one I didn't necessarily care for, Corey Bell. Corey Bell didn't really put his money where his mouth was, man.
Wow. I don't know if Corey Bell had the talent to really put his money where his mouth was. I mean, a lot of guys had to play that wasn't ready to play, and that's really going to bode well for us this year. I mean, as good a year C.J. Henderson had, he really got picked on. But I remember another guy that got picked on, Joe Hayden, and he came back fire red, and I think you're going to see last year is really going to pay off for this back end of this defense. I think our secondary is going to be a surprise for people, especially with Amari Burney, Sean Davis. You're going to put Gardner at the nickel. I mean, we Trey Dean might get some reps over there to backup corner. I mean, you really got some stars coming in. The secondary is going to get back to elite status, I believe.
And you know what? And that's another thing right there. I'm not too sold on our secondary all the way. I'm waiting for them to show me something. Between Brian Edwards and Sean Davis got burnt a lot, man. Brian Edwards.
He didn't play. Hold on now. Sean Davis didn't play that much to get burned a lot. I mean, he got burned in the Michigan game, and it really wasn't his fault. I mean, go check the FSU tape was telling about Sean Davis. He's fearless, man. He plays bigger than his size. He's a ball hawk. This kid will hit you, man. He's serious. Watch out for Sean Davis, man.
The one thing we need, man, we've always, year in and year out, we've always had an all-star safety back there. And right now, we don't have it on the roster right now. There's nobody that you consider an all-star safety. Think about all the years. I've been watching Florida football since 1987, bro. Like, we've always had a damn Jeremiah Johnson to Marquand Manuel to Tony George to Lito to Keywan. We've always had an all-star safety back there. Right now, you can't tell me who is our all-star right now on the roster. We got to recruit one this next recruiting cycle in 2019.
Yeah, we've really been burned on recruiting, man. I mean, I wasn't really impressed with this class. I mean, I thought it was great that we got Emory Jones, Jacob Copeland, and Justin Watkins. But after that, you can kind of scratch your head and really question some of these recruits.
Right. Well, I'm going to tell you one recruit I don't like, and I'm going to tell you the one that's going to be a sleeper recruit.
I'll give you Iverson Clement. Now, I believe in Iverson Clement big time.
Oh, yeah. Iverson, I think Iverson's going to be the next B. Powell, man. I think he's pretty much going to be the next B. Powell in that sense. But I'm going to tell you one that I don't like because his tape, it showed him being a better wide receiver than it did for him being a safety, and that's Amari Burney. Amari Burney, to me, I don't think he's going to be as good as everybody, build him up to be. I think he's going to live up to be a full 3-star. He's not really going to actually get any better than what he currently is. And our sleeper is obviously going to be Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is going to come in, and he's going to wreck shop.
Go back to Amari Burney. What position do you project Amari Burney to play?
Well, I mean, I think because of his body size, he's going to grow into a linebacker. I don't think he's going to play safety. I think he's going to grow into linebacker. But again, if you go back and look at his YouTube tape, you will see that Burney, he had way more highlights as a wide receiver than he did as safety. Way more highlights as a wide receiver. He looked like a better wide receiver than he did safety.
Yeah, his offensive tape is impressive. I mean, he's another guy that you really wonder why you don't put him on offense. But, man, I got to disagree with you about Amari Burney, man. I think he's going to be a big-time star. I think he's a key player on our defense.
And you know what? Hey, man, I hope I'm wrong, because I want all our players to be good. But
it's okay to disagree, man. It's okay to disagree. It's all good to me.
Yeah. Hey. It's just for some reason, man, Bernie just don't do it for me, bro.
Stand up for what you believe in.
Kyle Pitts gonna wreck shop. I'm telling you.
Kyle Pitts. What about Keymore Gamble? I mean, he was supposed to be big time last year. He got hurt.
No.
You think Kyle Pitts is going to pass him up?
We'll see.
Because I don't believe too much. Everybody's talking about Shante Lewis. I don't trust his hands. You don't grow hands overnight, baby. You can't coach hands.
You know what? Ciante is hit or miss, but that's all on the part of Nord and McElwain because McElwain,
you can't coach hands. You can't coach hands.
Wheel route. What's that?
You can't coach hands. He drops the ball too much.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely did drop some key balls, but the thing was, man, is that we actually went away from that bread and butter play that we ran in year 2 of McElwain, which is that wheel route. Goolsby and Ciante both was running that wheel route, and we actually killed a few teams, a few games with that wheel route. In his 3rd year, we didn't run the shit at all. And I was like, yo, what the fuck happened to the wheel route? Goolsby literally disappeared. Like, he wasn't even a part of the offense no more because we stopped running that wheel route.
Right. Yeah, I mean, well, you definitely can believe the tight end's going to be involved in it. And I know Kyle Pitts is a vicious blocker. I don't know much about his offensive skill level, but I'm going to trust you on Kyle Pitts. I know he's going to be a star. I just don't know how soon. But I do agree with you on him. But, man, watch out for Amari Burney, man. You got me fired up on Amari Burney. I like this kid. I think he's going to be a star.
Hey, man, if Bernie end up turned out to be something, man, I want you to tweet me. I want you to retweet me.
Hey, man, we're friends for life, man.
The whole thing.
Hey, man, we're friends for life now, man. I'm going to hit you up, man. We good.
Most definitely, man.
But, hey, man. Well, man, I really appreciate talking to you, man. It's been a pleasure, man. I really appreciate having you on the show, man. Go Gators, all right, bro?
Go Gators, bro.
Mo and A live, baby. Live on the Lance and Jasper show. Hit us up on Twitter at Lance and Jasper if you want to be on the show. Go Gators.